That's right, family. Black Power. Black Power is the truth hour with General Sarah Soon said he kicked back. Get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. That's right, family. We're excited and delighted to be accepted members to the Sarah Soon said YouTube page, a dynamic page. We don't need no hype over here. You can look at the wide variety of subjects what we touch on. You see deep history, deep politics, and we have some laughs too, and so we make sure we have a well-rounded uh, uh, subjects in which we deal with, and so you will see the link to join in the video description in the chat room. What you do, you click the join button, you get access to a video introduction, which will go over the memberships with you. It's about 4 memberships. You get an opportunity to look them over. You see one you like, join. You see, join. It'd be a beautiful thing because you get a lot of perks. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you dig in the page. You feel me? Why not? You see, and so go over the memberships if you like, join. If not, we still appreciate you. Here, Sarah Soon said his YouTube page. Continue to engage, continue to grow. That's right. This Sunday is going down. That's right. When Egypt ruled the earth. This Sunday, June 18, 2023. The link is right down in the video description, right in the chat room. GeneralSeti.ticketleap.com. You know, Seti, keep it leaping on Ticket Leap. And so this is guaranteed to be a profound lecture. If you've never seen it, no one does it better. I guarantee you that. Try me out. You understand? That's all you had to do. Try it out. You see what I'm saying? And after that, you will know. You see the power of of General Seti and his amazing platform that he drops down on all platforms that is associated with the general. You already know it's fire. And so that very next weekend, you'll see Sunday, June 25th, back-to-back Creatures from the Carcass, End Game Prophecy Fulfillment. This is a hard body lecture. You got to come with your Timberlands on. You can't come with your house shoes. You see what I'm saying? Cannot do it. And so, if you've never seen, this is a classic of classics. You see, been one of the greatest classics of all time. Always, people ask about it. When you gonna do it, and so we are always updated. I always blow the mind each and every time. So make sure you be in the house when I drop this. Okay, this is on the 25th. So get on over to Ticket Leap. If you're a member on Sarah Soon Seti's YouTube page or patron on Patreon, you get access to these live streams for free. You see, if you're a patron or you're a member, these are some of the perks that you get. So think about joining, family. Ring the alarm, KingSeti.com, online marketplace, official General Sarah Soon Seti DVD lectures, tank tops, T-shirts, and we got a heavy fly catalog for 2023 with a ton of new shirts, up there for the family. You can go check them out. You see, and I know you want to stand out, so it's not a problem to do that because we most definitely got what you need to stand out. We got T-shirts for the young children, for the youth. We have shirts for them too, for the babies, RBG Junior. We got the mug when you're ready to sip your lattes and your cappuccinos and your green drinks. We got you. We got some mugs for your family. Black Power. And so get on tote bags. We got your African and Kemetic jewelry too. KingSeti.com. Pull the fire alarm, GeneralSeti.com. Seti University class is now in session. Over 1,000 videos on African history, heritage, spirituality, nation building, mental warfare, advanced African academics developing the Black nation one lesson at a time. The complete General Sarah Soon Seti website class is now in session, highlighting the complete ancient Egyptian studies, deep instruction on the Egyptian mystery system, band, occult, New World Order, Illuminati video library, African origins of the Hindu Kush, rise of the Neanderthals. We got so many. You cannot lose, and many, many more. I only can give you 3, 4 of them. You see what I'm saying? But it's at least 20 at 25. And so you can, and each one of them is stacked with amazing videos. You see? So you cannot lose. General said he popping on Patreon, BPC making noise. We never come. Exclusive live stream, too hot to handle on YouTube or any other tube. Champellion and the false teachings of the Medu Netta 1 and 2 is up there. Fire, fire, fire. The sacred black art of alchemy, the divinity of blackness codified in language. Is there a secret chamber under the Sphinx that lead to an ancient library? We got, was there once giants living in ancient Egypt? Ancient records reveal shocking testimony. You see, 1 and 2. And so Patreon is popping. You need to be over there. You need to see these live streams live so you can, witness the strength of, and witness General Seti's amazing teachings, family. And so, again, make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels, King Seti, General Seti, Sarasun Seti. Rock that notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up. Like it because you love it. Share it with your family and friends. And comment, comment, comment. Just don't say nothing stupid because I will ban your ass. Now, here we dealing with Sudan conflict. West Darfur governor killed after genocide claim. And so you see right here that, we starting to get a picture of what's actually going on in Sudan. You see, we actually getting a view. Matter of fact, let me get the report. Because I didn't already told you what it was. And I'm gonna tell you again. And the brother spoke out on what's going on. They committing genocide in Sudan, and they killed the brother. They killed the brother. Okay, so this is what they're saying. Kalmis Abakar. Okay. Kalmis Abakar said that, his people, the Masalit ethnic group, were being targeted. You see, El Ghanaian, okay? And so they targeted his people. Okay, a governor from Sudan's Darfur region has been killed hours after accusing the paramilitary rapid support forces, otherwise known as Janjaweed. And we got to understand that. Don't let them play with the name. It's still the Janjaweed. You see what I'm saying? And they're continuing to do what they've been doing. That's really what it boiled down to. Thinking that they could change names and put, take off they Arab uniforms and shit and put on some military that changes anything. They still the wicked ass, terroristic militia that they always been. You see, and they're up to the same shit that they've been doing for years and years, where they are committing genocide. In a TV interview, Kalmis Abakar had asked for international intervention to stop in West Darfur, stop violence in West Darfur. He blamed on the RSF and its air militia allies. That's very critical now. That's very critical that we understand that. You see, the air militia allies. Okay, the conflict has erupted 2 months ago between RSF and Army has inflamed ethnic tensions in Darfur. Okay, the Army said the RSF, the Janjaweed, abducted Abakar and executed him, which it denies. You see, and so that's the brother right behind me in the green shirt right there. Let me go. And so they then kidnapped him and executed him. Wow. That's That's critical, man. You know, man, speak out because they in there doing what they've been doing for so long. We can't get no you know. And people talking about the world is changing. The world ain't changing shit. When it comes to Africa, you can't get no help. You can't get no help. And Africans need to help themselves. You know what I'm saying? They need to help themselves, but they know that they're gonna have to contend with them Arabs. That's really what it boiled down to. They're gonna have to deal with them Arabs, and that's what it boiled down. And I don't know if they ready for that. You see, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if they ready. They should be, but they, they don't step up and take, take the lead like they need to. You see, you got to have a united continent on a lot of shit, but you don't have that. You see, because many of these, it's a lot of niggas that's still in, a henchman for the air. You see, they still henchmen. But okay, now what they're saying is, and so the John Jaweed, and I'm gonna just call him what they is. He is the most senior official known to have been killed since the conflict began in April. Video footage circulating on social media appears to show a group of armed men, some wearing RSF uniforms, detaining the governor of West Darfur State on Wednesday. But the RSF blamed outlaws for his death, saying his fighters had tried to protect Abakar by taking him to the headquarters in El Guinea. Okay, that's how I pronounce El Guinea, the capital of West Darfur. It was then overrun, and the governor kidnapped and assassinated in cold blood, the RSF said. Listen now, this is very critical. This is very critical. Black Africans, and there is no other kind of an African but a black African. Every other person on the continent is an invader or a descendant of an invader. They're not African. So, it's just like Grandmaster Dr. John Henry Clark said, that's just like saying, but sometimes you have to, so niggas is so confused. That's just like saying wet rain. You see what I'm saying? You saying it's redundant. There's only one kind of an African, and that's a black African. Okay, and so black African and Arab communities in Darfur have long been at loggerheads with the worst violence erupting 2 decades ago when non-Arabs took up arms, accusing the government of discrimination. You see, ain't nothing but nigger henchmen for the air. You say the people took up arms because it's time for revolution. Y'all didn't been in these, you didn't been the oppressor for far too long. You've been the colonialist for far too long. You got to get up out of there. In response, the government armed air militia, listen, known as the Janjaweed, they were accused of widespread atrocities, ethnic killings, described as the first genocide of the 21st century. Yeah. And why they ain't talking about Libya? You see why all these Muslim niggas ain't talking about who's funding a lot of that? You see? Who's funding a lot of that? Yeah. It's them Arabs up there in them northern countries. Libya, Egypt. Yeah, I'm on their ass. Yeah, the RSF was born out of these Janjaweed fighters, and now they and other Arab militias have again been accused of targeting African communities, going on the rampage in El Guinea. Okay, going on the rampage. Man, when is our people gonna be free, man? You see, I'm sick of this shit. Sitting back in these low-lifted ass Arab niggas over there, continuing to pillage for they for their slave master. Yeah, I got to stay on this, man. These people have been attacked in their homes and displacement camps. People are targeted on a daily basis because of their ethnicity. Okay? In a statement condemning his killings, the army said Governor Abubakar had been one of the leaders of former rebel groups that signed the historic peace agreement in 2020 that brought rebels into the then transitional government. In his BBC Sudan Lifeline interview, the governor said that the whole of West Darfur, one of the 5 states in the gold-rich Darfur region, faced a tragic situation. See what I'm saying? And so you got to understand. I always wondered. I say, how in the hell is these northern nations in Africa, even though Africa is rich across the board, how is they, the richest on the continent when, and the fact is they got militias down in a lot of these Southern African nations, terrorizing. You see what I'm saying? Terrorizing, kidnapping resources and so this is what's happening. You see, even Russia is over there, and they got the Warner group over there, in Central African Republic, kidnapping resources. Mm. All the vital facilities in the state have been totally destroyed. Hospitals are not operating. Water sources have been utterly destroyed. Mm, 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 mm. I am calling on the international and regional community to interfere immediately in West Darfur to save those who are remaining alive in the state, he said, a plea he repeated in his last interview. Man, I hate to hear our people's in dire need like that. We got to have somebody out there that what's going on in Africa, man, where they ain't coming together to speak on this shit and make a move on this shit. Man, this shit is, Africa talking about is moving in to the new century. Goddamn, well, they got to be able to handle, situations like this when they arise on the continent. You know what I'm saying? And the majority of those in Southern Africa, indigenous Africans. They should be ready to, ride on, what's going on in Sudan. You see, because it could be their ass. You see what I'm saying? It could be their ass that if you was there, it would be you. So why they don't come together and understand that and make a move on these people? You understand what I'm saying? We know what this is about. Okay, and so they talking about at least 500 people have been killed in El Ghania alone. Abubakar told the BBC more than 2,000 people had also been wounded, trapped in the city, unable to get treatment. According to the UN, with more than 100,000 people have now fled the fighting in Darfur across the border into neighboring Chad. And so, once again, our people is in a dire need for, and this is what I'm talking about. The world community. Ain't no goddamn world community. You see, they'll go to goddamn, they want to talk shit, to Uganda because they didn't pass some anti-gay laws, but here it is, a damn genocide is going on in Sudan, and you ain't heard shit from the U.S. or anybody else, and we really don't need them to interfere because I know for a fact if Africa will unite, you understand that they could deal with that. You understand what I'm saying? That they can roll down on their ass and make them understand this. You see? And so there's no excuse. I cannot see Africa moving in, where they saying that, they moving into the new century and that they're going to have all these powerhouse nations and cities and they're not able to deal with situations like this that's going on the continent. That's bullshit. The facts is you gonna see they, you know, in the end game, as they become stronger, they're gonna have to contend with the air. They're gonna have to contend with the air. Yeah, Ethiopia got an air force, but it's, you know, it very well might be the time, that, things is clarified about who's indigenous. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you run from, reality. You see, and that's, and many times, even Egypt and they let the Arab have that. Let them have it. They don't want to fight for it. Not at this time. I don't even know if it's in their mind to want to fight for it. I believe there's some Africans that understand, but at any given time, if the Arab could get more land, he'd take more land. They don't see them niggas as nothing but slaves. They don't see them as nothing but slaves. All that brother, that's bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? That's bullshit. That ain't nothing but a misdirection that they throwing out there. You understand what I'm saying? Because they know Africans, the population is growing. There's no reason for you not to be able, you understand, to reclaim authority on your own indigenous continent. That should be the glory of all African people, not to let the Arab have the northern regions. That's not proper. And it never will be, because his intentions is to take more. Don't be naive about that. He's not comfortable with, because he know in the South is where a lot of the resources and so on, and so he's not comfortable with that. He's not comfortable with being in northern Sudan when all the riches is in southern Sudan. He's not okay with that when Ethiopia, is the source of the water that's flowing into the Nile, and that in any given time they could shut it off, and you understand, and Sudan too, and stop, and there you could have, the defeat of the Egyptians, or at least, which would cause them to go to full war. You understand, over water, because the Egyptians know that 100% of the water that come into Egypt is from the Nile, and at any given time, the Ethiopians put a dam up there and block it off. It's a wrap for their ass. And so there, right there, you see that from a geological standpoint, Ethiopia is the mother of Egypt. That's true. That's true. We're not, so we must understand that. But when you speak out, you speak out. This is what happens. So what is the man supposed to do? Allow them to kill his people, commit genocide on the people, and he don't speak out? That's what he was supposed to do. You understand what I'm saying? You down there killing Africans, you killing the indigenous African over there. Man, listen here. Let me tell y'all, Arabs and Islam is the enemy. Europeans and Christianity and all of that is the enemy. And they've proven it time and time and time and time again. You see what I'm saying? There's no way of getting around it. You niggas join Islam, and then they want to, paint this, as if Islam is there's no racism or this, that, and the third, and that's a goddamn lie. And you niggas is and niggas is promoting Gaddafi, and Gaddafi is just as much Arab as any other Arab. You see what I'm saying? Using Africa. You understand? And building his empire off the wealth of Africa. He's not no African. He's not indigenous to Africa. You understand what I'm saying? He's not indigenous to Africa. He's an Islamic imperialist that has nothing, on his mind at that time but the expansion of Islam and Arabism over the continent of Africa. That's what they doing. They ain't sparing Islam there, or I can't tell the difference. They spreading Arabism over Africanism. That's what they doing, and so our peoples is very vulnerable at this time because who's speaking up? I'm gonna check into this. Who's speaking up? What are other African nations saying about this? What is Ethiopia saying about this? You see, since you right there in southern Sudan is right next door to Ethiopia. Right there. What is Ethiopia saying about this? What's going on? And Ethiopia supposedly, and they got their conflicts. And shit. And they dealing with the Muslims too. They in southern Ethiopia, and they trying to, and people think that and people think that Ethiopia is all Christian and Judah and Jewish and all this. Man, Ethiopia gonna be majority Islamic in a minute. Straight up. They taking it over, slowly but surely. You look up and damn Ethiopia gonna be a damn Islamic nation. You understand what I'm saying? They just, they surrounding them on all sides. You see what I'm saying? They surrounding their ass. And so you got them Somalians, who are heavily Islamic, and you got a state in Ethiopia, the state of Somalia. And so they want to break off. You see what I'm saying? And so you got a lot of situations going on in Africa still have not been solved to this day. And for the same reason, we over here, you want to leave revolution, you want to leave liberation, you're going to have to go back to the masters of the early revolutionary phase, and reclaim the blueprint. Because nigga, there's no other blueprint for you. You see? You got to come together and free Africa, and you got to be African. You cannot be Arab. You can't be none of that. You got to be, the Arab can go home. Take your motherfucking ass back home. Get up out of Africa. Straight up. That's the only way for our people. Whether it's a hard fight, it's a fight that must be fought. You see what I'm saying? Real talk. They got to get their ass out of Africa. Period. That's it. Ain't no sharing and none of that. You don't share nothing. That's your house. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm gonna end with this. You can, you cannot leave cancer in the body. That's all I can tell you. You cannot leave cancer in the body. Okay? You cannot leave cancer in the body. At any given time, it's gonna spread. And so when you look up in the northern nations of Africa, you got a cancer there. You got an Arab cancer there. You understand? That's encroaching. That is funding militias all through Africa to do what they're doing. The Janjaweed is being funded. We done already went over that. The Arabs are funding the Janjaweed to try, to maintain control over that gold. You see, and all the resources in Africa. Okay? You're going to have to deal with that one right there on your corner, too. They own that liquor store and that gas station, nigga. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to have to contend with him, too. So y'all wise up and keep a close eye on what's going on in Sudan. Because the reality is, it's going on here. It's just on a greater level in Africa, but it's the same situation. It really is. Same people, same manipulation. You see what I'm saying? Same manipulation. You understand what I'm saying? Same violations. You see, same fight. You better wake your ass up. You see, you better wake your ass up and understand it's a fight. Either you gonna win it or you gonna lose it. It ain't no in between. You either gonna win it or you gonna lose it. You just gonna have to decide what it is that you want to do. Whether if you want to win, we can do it. We got the ability to do that. We unify and come to understand that Africa has been, you understand, have been crying, and you understand, been dogged, and you understand what I'm saying, for far too long. And now it's time to stand up. We're getting stronger now. Time to stand up and look them in their eyes. They think you're going to scatter when it go down. Don't scatter. Stand the ground. You understand what I'm saying? Stand your ground, and you'll realize that they're going to break. They're going to break. You understand what I'm saying? And when they break, you run them into the ground, family. That's how you do it. You run them into the ground. This is General Cyrus said, he's saying, hey, revolution is not coming, it's already here. Wake up, get in the fight, win it. Victory is the only recourse for our people. This is the general saying, hey, arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. The third video I had, I'm going to move it to tomorrow. Waking up, getting right back on the scene. This is General Cyrus said, he's saying, hey, Black Power.